Hey there, sculpting friends. I just wanted to give you a quick update of what's been going on and what the plan is, and also let you watch this high-speed version of sculpting a Mrs. Claus head as you listen. So enjoy, and hope to see you on my Kofi site soon.
I just wanted to tell you about what I'm planning to do. Thanks to your help and the help of my sons, I was able to get moved into an apartment behind a shop on a rural piece of property. And it's just beautiful here. I mean, it's definitely some raw ground that has some work to be done to turn it into something, but the owner here is really sweet, and he's loves gnomes and fairies and all of that, and he had a plan to turn the back into a fairy garden before I ever came along, and so it was super fun to be here. And then to have the rabbits, there's something magical about them, especially I've got several white ones too. Anyway, what I would like to do is truly recover my business and, in fact, turn it into much more so that I can eventually create something like this on a larger scale, and something that would also include little cottages where people could come in and visit that would be themed out with different doll designs and other decoration ideas, and just make it fun and magical and whimsical, and have a gathering area where we can do art doll workshops together, consciousness workshops, whatever the interest is, I would love to create a space like that that could be very healing and fun and help us all feel like kids again in many ways, just getting to create and embrace the side of ourselves that is more magical. So that's my long-term plan, to get that created, and in the meantime I'm starting from below zero, I'm not sure what you would say, and trying to rebuild. And so currently what I would like to do is get so I can be sculpting and teaching full-time again. And now that I have a better understanding of how my brain works and have some different helps and medications to be able to function better, I want to rebuild the business and the shop side as well, but on a small scale at first, and then just move up from there. Just start small and make sure that I'm at a pace that I can handle, and I'm getting orders out fast, and everybody's happy, because that, boy, when you start, I just stopped functioning. And so I just want to make sure that I never overwhelm myself so intensely again. I just tried to keep going, thinking that that's what you do, even though all the results were saying, hey, this is more than you can handle. So anyway, moving on to happier times. What I'd like to do is rebuild it, but also, like with my sculpting, when I make a mistake and have to go back and do something differently, I like to show you every part, just because I know that you're going to run into, different issues that happen as you're sculpting. And it's, as you go along, you figure out how to deal with it. And so then every bit of knowledge like that, we can add to the whole. So we spend more time being better sculptors and getting to enjoy that part of it, and less time on frustrations of the limits of our medium to work with. So anyway, I am in the process of making videos, though for some reason it's taking me a while to get, I don't know if it's the courage, the time, I've been trying to do this for quite some time, but I don't know if I just keep procrastinating somehow, because it makes me so nervous to be on camera and talk real, have it be my face on camera rather than just my hands. And I'm learning that some of that is because of the autistic side that I have. I'm finding it kind of a hoot, this, they call it AUDHD, AUDHD, because it's a mix of autism and ADHD, and oftentimes they kind of mask each other, so it's hard to know that you have either of them. But until you get super low on energy, they make themselves known, that's for sure. So I'm at the place where I have very little money. I do door dashing, to take care of the animals and, food for the month and all that, but I still need to be making more so I can get my rent paid on time and just have a better income coming in. The doll making stuff, even just the one shop I had, was doing well enough to just pay the rent, and so I want to build it back up like that. And I find that if I do more of the door dashing, I get extremely exhausted, and it's not enough to cover the bills anyway, and it's also not what I want to be doing. And so that's why I am using this Kofi site that also includes donations and also is kind of set up for those who want to support other artists and creators, because I'm kind of in that state where I really could use some support still. And, especially as I get this place solidified, and I'm still doing a lot of processing and going through all my belongings. And honestly, it's pretty chaotic right now still. I don't even want to show you my place yet, just because it's still too many items trying to put into such a tiny place. And this is still after getting rid of a lot of stuff. So, I mean, it's true I've had 2 shops and all the belongings that go to that as well. But still, I'm trying to figure out where's the happy place. And I think it's kind of more of an ADHD thing to have. It'd be difficult to keep things organized, and I don't know, I'll have to do some more studying on both of them so I can give my mind a refresher. But anyway, I figured if I am very transparent about this whole process and just share with you what I do, then all those of us, especially who are a bit quirky, will be able to benefit from the information I have to offer. And if something works for you, awesome. If it's not for you, that's fine too. We're all very unique. And so I just figure I'll put up my pieces of the puzzle and see what we can make of the whole tapestry that all of us here, the things that we're learning, our own puzzle pieces as they fit together. I think it'll make something beautiful. So anyway, my favorite topics are sculpting and consciousness, manifesting, ascension, those type of ideas. I even like the alien stuff quite a bit, and it's been really fun to learn about those type of things. I'm also a proponent of plant medicines and the good that they could do as far as healing is concerned. And so I've had experiences with those years ago that I would like to share more about, and just offer you some information, especially as these medicines are being studied more and more and being made more available to the public. So that's another topic of interest. And then, of all things, bunnies. A year ago, I didn't see this coming at all. I had been wanting to get my dogs for a bit, and so I was always looking at the local marketplace app to see what dogs are being born and what's available and such. And occasionally I would look in the bunny section, and they were just so cute and adorable. And then I ran into an Angora bunny, and I thought, oh, that would be amazing to be able to use their fur, because it could just be trimmed as Santa beards and doll hair and whatnot with that. So that's how it began. But I just kind of fell in love with them, especially some of these little baby ones, and the lion heads. I really like the dwarf kind that stay quite small, and they're just so sweet. Anyway, a lot of why I'm asking for assistance now and just support. Like, I have a lot of dolls listed. I'm going to try to get as many things listed on here as I can. One of the most helpful things, though, would be able to get back so I can make my $99 payment to Rizuku. So all of that's turned on. And so then when anybody purchases a download off of Kofi, I can just give them, add them to the class there on Rizuku really easily. So, any assistance with that would be wonderful. I am going to create a few levels of membership for those who want to, hang around for a little bit, maybe a few months, and see how the things go. Watch the process, make comments, give advice. All of that is very appreciated. But I'm going to have a couple different levels of membership, and one of them I've decided is going to be a $500 level monthly. That's called the Inner Sanctum. And a sanctum is a place that's private and sacred, and in this area, that's where I'll be sharing all the details, of why I'm making my decisions, and probably have conversations each day with whoever wants to give some input, who can see, like blind spots that I'm not seeing, and who wants to more in a philanthropic. I knew I was going to mess that one up. Philanthropic? Philanthropic? More of a philanthropy way, let's just say. As far as just wanting to help another person on the planet to progress their ideas and contributions to the world. So I do like having the art doll business. It's so fun to connect with the other artists. I love to make the designs. I love to make the dolls. I enjoy, having the videos available. I like to see that I've done something. Somehow it's, that is grounding for me. I wasn't realizing that until now. And so when I stop doing that stuff, it really lowers my energy. And so the idea of waiting until my energy gets better to begin, that will never happen. That's why I've been struggling, because it's the doing of those things that we love that creates the energy. So anyway, I'm recovering from a lot. The inner sanctum people will get more of those details, because there's some private stuff, and it's more like almost a therapy session area too for everyone involved. And I figure there'll just be a few people that would be interested in getting involved at that level. But anyway, also lesser levels, so more people can participate. And I want to share the process with you, be very open and privately public about it, because of the whole consciousness side, really. I actually ended up having an experience about 15 years ago that now I see would be called an awakening, and I had the Kundalini thing happen, and a lot of stuff is kind of spurred from meditation that I had started because I had gotten this is when I had 5 babies, and it was always a stressful life when I was married. But the awakening, yeah, I think it was spurred by high stress eventually, and then meditation. But anyway, that's when I learned about manifesting and creating consciously, and I did a lot of work in that direction. And then I ended up deciding to make this grand experiment and see what happened if I took it into a different realm completely, like the doll making world, rather than the success I was having in the consciousness community. Just, to make sure everything really worked. And it did. It really did. I was amazed. I'm still going, wow, I didn't even know I could sculpt, so all of this has just been very amazing about what we can tap into. There'll be more to say about that in many of the sections of the videos that I'll be creating. But I really would love to be able to once again do the work that I love, and also with both the ADHD and the autistic sides, that's where they thrive, is when they're doing what has their interest. And you've got the intensity of interest for both sides, and then the focus with the autism. I'm trying to learn how to maximize the upsides of both of these brain, what would you call it, divergences, unique brain systems. I don't know what you would say exactly. Anyway, so I created the kofi site. It's called Kofi. I have to remember, it's like my dog Sophie, Kofi. Anyway, so I did that so it can just be simple as like a tip jar for those who just want to, just say thanks. I appreciate the video you made. If I did something that day that helped any of the work that I've done or whatever was helpful for you, here's just a space that any bit of support and gratitude you have to share, I can then use that to help take care of these bunnies, take care of my dogs, and keep moving forward on creating more sculpt boxes, more videos, I guess until the interest runs out, and it's not run out yet. So I still have a lot of things I'd like to do, and I definitely need some assistance. I think I'm looking for maybe a virtual assistant and a live assistant in person too, so I can I mean, that's, I'm realizing now, is like one of my first priorities as far as business expenses, is to make sure that I have got an assistant available to me, because I need help getting on track and staying on track, and with all the executive functioning type of stuff, because sometimes it's there for me, but a lot of times it's not, and honestly, I haven't known day to day which, how it's going to be that day, if I'm going to, how functional I will be. And that's, I think a common complaint among both groups of people, especially those of us who are it sounds like odd DHDers. But anyway, I feel like these things are also gifts and blessings too. And I'm confident that I can sort that out as well. As I figure out how to sculpt a ball jointed doll, I can figure out how to let those who are like me, because all I have to share is my own experience, and just to offer it before you and take it or leave it, pick through it, just take the parts you like, that type of thing. If it can be a benefit to even just one person out there that's gone through something similar that I could help pull out of the quicksand, that I feel like I've been caught in for so long. And it just, as I'm getting out and figuring out what's working, I feel very inspired and compelled even to share this experience with you. So especially right now at the beginning, if anybody is looking for a doll or Christmas gifts, or, please be sure and check out the shop. And I will keep adding more to it as I can. Try to keep everything simple. The dolls are a pretty simple shipping process. And then want to have a lot that's just downloadable. That's why especially getting Rizuku turned back on will be super helpful. Not to mention that all the customers that have purchased stuff in the past need access to their stuff. So anyway, I just kept spinning my wheels, just trying to do DoorDash, and just like it just was not making any real progress other than just getting exhausted all the time and not doing what I love anyway, though I really appreciate the opportunity to do that. And I love driving around in my car, listening to music, and as things go, like, I'm just grateful that it's an option that I've had, and it's been here for me when I needed some help between getting things rolling again with the business. But I want to make it solid and strong. It was too much for me to handle before, especially with all the chaos that was going on in the background with the separation, divorce, and then court battle, and it was really awful timing wise. But I figured maybe this is what I was supposed to learn, not I don't know, not how to whatever I was trying to do. I was really just trying to be helpful to people, but it was tricky, and especially because I was doing so badly at it. It was a very humbling experience. And I had a feeling it was going to be too much, but I just figured that if I just kept at it, that I'd be able to. And then that's how I got to learn about breaking down your nervous system and PTSD and all the different side effects that I've had from that process. Anyway, that's probably enough to get started. As donations come in, I will just start using the funds to keep adding up the pieces that I need, especially getting the business going and my space here secured by having rent caught up. And I just had kind of a crazy time. I also have a bunch of things that have been in storage for 2 months now at a large storage unit that I've been trying to get down into a tiny one, but I didn't have the money for the first month's payment, and so then it's gone into 2 payments now. So that's one of the things I'm trying to raise money for, and see if I can talk them down a bit if possible, knowing that I'm trying to do this as well. But just know that any contributions made, any of you who decided to purchase some of your Christmas stuff here, to do gifts for people, just know that it's super appreciated, and the assistance and support is going to good causes to get someone who wants to be stabilized and contributing on a greater scale, though calmly and collectively with assistance and in a very timely way for all customers. My heart's in it completely, and I will give my all And especially the more I can keep progressing this work and not having to run off and do other things, that's the more helpful it is to be able to help this come about. And I just feel like, I mean, wouldn't that be fun to have a place in a beautiful landscape, nice foresty looking thing, and then have several little cottages so that people can come and stay and have sleepovers and stay up sculpting, you know. I just think it sounds wonderful for those who are into sculpting, because otherwise it can be a pretty solitary thing, right? You know, most people who are sculptors do it alone, so it's so fun to get together. And I think that was one of the best parts of the doll shows, was just that connection, and just to be amazed by all the work out there. The artists out there are just amazing. So anyway, I just plan on, you know, doing a data dump of all the stuff that I've learned and offer it up to you, and whatever helps you. I am so grateful to be there in your life and be instrumental in that part. And you showing up here to give me support is extremely helpful for me, and thank you for that. And I hope together we can make something pretty wonderful. So the plan today is to just keep making videos. I've got a lot of footage. I just need to put some stuff together, and please give your feedback. Like, if you want to give some support, I'm working on getting the kofi site finished up a bit. I mean, I'll be continually adding to it, but just the main sections, like the membership area and stuff too. So we get everything rolling again as it should. And also, I have my dear friend who owns the art doll business now, and I will be going to her for the supplies and things that I need. And so just so you know, that when you support me, you're also supporting Sherry, and she's awesome, and we love each other. So anyway, thank you again for your time. Thank you for listening, and take care. Stay tuned today, because I'll have some fun videos up for you so you can kind of get a closer look at what goes on in the crazy life of April Jensen.